Welcome to the world of portable multitrack recording with the Tascam Porta One Ministudio. We've developed this demonstration tape to help you become familiar with the many features of this battery-powered portable 4-track production system. The Porta One is a 4-track simul-sync cassette recorder with a 4-channel stereo mixer built right in. A totally self-contained electronic notebook and idea machine for the musician, songwriter, or anyone needing a quality 4-track portable cassette recorder. No expense has been spared in making the Ministudio easy to use, so anyone can become their own recording engineer without technology getting in the way of creativity or having to sacrifice sound quality. With the Ministudio, you can perform each of the essential elements of multitrack recording: tracking, overdubbing, and mixdown. Record up to 4 inputs on any track using the built-in mixer's trim, high and low EQ, pan, and level controls. You can use these same controls during playback to create your final stereo mix. Since the Ministudio's tape speed is 1 7/8 inches per second, you can also use tracks 1 and 2 to record or playback standard stereo cassettes. Use the pitch control to transpose, tune, or match pitch. Switchable DBX noise reduction allows multiple overdubs and ping-pongs while maintaining acceptable noise levels. And an optional foot switch allows hands-free punch-in and punch-out. Other features include zero return, low-profile soft controls, and an optional AC power adapter, all in a rugged package that weighs less than 8 pounds and is smaller than a loose-leaf notebook. All you need to begin are a pair of headphones or a stereo system, good quality high-bias Type 2 blank cassettes such as the TX CRC60, and input sources such as microphones, musical instrument pickups, drum machines, and electronic keyboard. This tape has been recorded on all 4 tracks, with different information on each track. You may want to follow the functional sequence diagram on page 3 of your owner's manual during the demonstration. To set up to play the tape, do the following. For now, make sure the DBX switch next to the power switch is in the out or off position. We'll demonstrate the usefulness of DBX in a few moments. Set all 4 input select switches to the tape position. Raise all 4 input faders and the master fader to the shaded area between markers 7 and 8. Set all EQ and pan controls to the 12 o'clock position. Now, set the monitor switch to the remix position and adjust the phone's control for a comfortable listening level. If you want to listen through your stereo system, connect the left and right line output jacks of your Ministudio to the inputs of your amplifier and control the volume with the Ministudio's master fader. Here are some pre-recorded tracks to help you become familiar with the controls of the Ministudio. If you were building these tracks yourself, you would probably record them one at a time. Drums are recorded on track 1. Bass is on track 2. A keyboard instrument is on track 3, and this narration is recorded on all 4 tracks. Turn the low EQ knob to channel 2 up. Notice how the bass gets fatter. By turning the high EQ to channel 1 up, we can bring the hi-hat out in the mix without changing the overall level of the drums. Now, turn the pan control of any channel all the way to the left, and pan another channel all the way to the right. Notice how the stereo image spreads out, especially if you're listening with headphones. Try turning the trim controls. Notice that they have no effect in the tape playback mode. Turn the cue knobs to the 12 o'clock position. You shouldn't notice any change in level. Now, move the monitor switch to the cue position and lower the master fader. If you're wearing headphones, notice that they're now mono, and that the channel EQ, pan, and volume settings have no effect on what you hear. You'll hear the same instruments as before, but the mix is now adjusted by the cue volume control. Now that we've created our basic track, we want to add background vocals and instrumental solos. Since we only have one track left, we can use the Ministudio's mixer to bounce or ping-pong our first 3 tracks onto track 4, thereby freeing tracks 1 through 3 for additional information. Note that we could also add another live source by using the remaining available channel of the Ministudio mixer. Now we can add those vocals and other parts on the remaining tracks while listening to the cue mix, leaving all 4 inputs of the mixer free for new sound sources. That's the basic process. With a few good mics, possibly an effects device or 2, and lots of practice, you can make great recordings anytime, anywhere with the Tascam Porta One Ministudio. We'll continue with more demonstrations in a moment. Meanwhile, here's some music to mix by. Just make sure to leave the record switches in the safe position. Experiment with any of the other controls. The Ministudio has several other features which help you in the recording process. These are the zero return function, pitch control, and dBx noise reduction. To use the zero return, set the counter to 0. Then press the zero return button. Now, whenever you want to come back to that spot, press the rewind key. The tape motion will stop when the counter reaches 0. The pitch control is handy for matching the pitch of a recording to a non-tunable instrument such as a piano. It is also good for creating special effects and transposing. Moving the pitch control to the left slows the tape speed down, thereby lowering the pitch. Moving the control to the right increases speed and pitch. To minimize the residual noise of magnetic tape, you'll want to use the dBx noise reduction system. In actual use, you would have the dBx on at all times. To get an idea of how dBx will improve the sound of your tapes, listen to several seconds of unrecorded tape, then press the dBx switch. Disengage the dBx. If you would like step-by-step recording instructions, continue on. If not, welcome again, and good luck with your recording. This is part 2 of the Porta One Ministudio demo. Now it's your turn to do some recording. If you are not using headphones, plug a set of headphones into the phone's output jack. Turn up the phone's level and turn down the volume on your stereo system. Since the narration for this section is recorded on track 1, turn up tape cue control number 1. Set the monitor select switch to the cue position and adjust Q1 for a comfortable listening level. Depress the dBx switch. We'll use noise reduction from here on. Plug a microphone into channel 1. Set the Channel 1 input select switch to the mic line position. Set the remainder of the Channel 1 controls as follows. Trim control to the 2 o'clock position. Equalizer controls to the 12 o'clock position. Channel 1 fader to about 7 or 8, the shaded area. Channel 1 pan control to the full left position, fully counterclockwise. Set the master fader to about 7 or 8, the shaded area. Make sure the pitch control is in the center detented position. Test the signal level by speaking into the mic at a normal volume. If the level is correct, the track 1 meter should read between -10 and 0. For a more detailed instruction on setting the proper level, see page 20 of your manual. Set the bus L record function switch to the track 3 position. The record LED will begin to flash. Set the bus R record function switch to the safe position. Push the reset button and press the 0 return switch. This locates the beginning point of your recording and allows you to quickly return to this point by simply pressing the rewind key. Before you begin recording, you should listen all the way through these instructions at least one time. When you are finished, press stop, then rewind, and the tape will return to the counter 0 position. While actually recording, you might want to lower the level of the narration. That's fine, but remember not to record on track 1 of this portion of the tape. Press the record key. You are now recording on track 3. The record function LED will stop blinking and stay on steadily. As a suggestion, try recording yourself counting only the odd numbers from 1 to 59, pausing briefly between each. Once you have recorded for about a minute, or you reach 59, push the stop key. The tape will stop moving and the record function LED will begin to blink again. Press the rewind key. The tape will rewind to 0 and stop. Set the bus L record function switch to safe. The LED will turn off. Play the tape and adjust the track 3 tape cue control until the headphone volume is comfortable. At this point, you have completed the first track, also called a take or pass. If the recording quality and level are okay, proceed to the next step, recording the second track. Note that for the purpose of this demonstration, we have recorded on track 3. It could have been any track. Using the same setup as before, make the following changes. Set the bus R record function switch to the track 2 position. The record function LED will begin to blink. Turn the channel 1 pan control all the way to the right, clockwise. Push play and begin speaking into the mic. Balance the volume setting of the new signal to that of track 3 by adjusting the cue number 3 and phone's controls. Remember that the record level has already been set. Rewind the tape. Press record. The record function LED will stay on. The second track is now being recorded. Since track 3 can be heard through the headphones along with the new signal, the second track can be recorded in sync with the first. If you followed our suggestion and recorded the odd numbers on track 3, you can now record the even numbers on track 2. Since you hear the pauses between the odd numbers, you should try to record the even numbers during these pauses. Once you have recorded to the end of the first track, or have counted to 60, push stop and then rewind. Set the bus R record function switch to safe. Push play and listen to the 2 tracks. Adjust the track 2 and 3 tape cue controls to the desired level and balance. The method used for recording the remaining tracks is virtually the same as we've already used for our first 2 tracks. The differences are in the pan settings and the record function switch positions. To record on track 1, set the bus L record function switch to track 1 and the bus R switch to safe. Turn the channel pan control all the way to the left. For recording on track 4, set the bus R record function switch to track 4 and the bus L switch to safe. Turn the pan control all the way to the right. Once these steps are done, the rest is merely balancing the levels of the playback signals with the new material. Earlier on this tape, we referred to the process of ping-ponging, also known as bouncing tracks. This allows you to combine 2 or 3 tracks onto the remaining blank track. With the Ministudio, you can also add new material at this time. For detailed instructions on how to ping-pong, turn to page 13 of the Ministudio manual. On subsequent pages, you will also find tips on how to perform punch-in or insert recording, mixing down your finished tracks, and hints on how to get satisfactory recording quality and how to use the equalizer. Also, to get the best performance from your Ministudio, please follow the suggestions on page 8, page 32, and page 33 of your manual. Use of the proper tape and maintenance procedures should result in many hours of enjoyable and productive recording with your Tascam Porta One Ministudio.